but based off a conversation that me and you had, or you called me on the phone, and you told me basically that you didn't need us anymore, that is when things just started adding up. And that was just one instance, because whether you were joking, whatever, like you said, you're joking, cool. I'm not gonna, whatever, that's you. Like, if that's the way you joke about things, I personally don't, but that's you. But when you called me and told me that, that's like when I was like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you don't need us anymore? Like, you have better, like, bigger YouTuber friends
No,
now.
no, that's not what I was saying at all.
But you told
How
me
I
on the phone, Aaron.
No, Colin, how I remember that conversation going is I was talking to you about if I should leave trash or not because I was concerned about whether or not the like trash would be better off without me.
But
And
that's not what you said. Aaron, don't lie. Like, that's the
I'm
only
not.
thing. Like, don't come on here and lie. Like, that's all I gotta say. Like, just don't lie. Like, honestly,
I'm not trying to. I physically do not remember saying that.
well, you did, Aaron. Whether you physically remember or not, you said it. That is what came out of your mouth. I'm not gonna make anything up. I'm a part of a collab channel with you at the end of the day. Like, I'm not just gonna come on here and say shit that isn't true. What do I gain? Nothing. I gain nothing out of it. Not one thing. I'm telling you the truth because I didn't want to see somebody else get hurt. Because what the James situation, like regarding that, I saw the Messy Monday tweet. I knew what you had, you know, put in the group chat. I knew what you told me about having bigger YouTuber friends, and it seemed to me like you were trying to social climb him too.
I
So
was.
when I saw that, yeah, I was upset. I didn't want to see somebody else get hurt. I thought I was gonna get a whole bunch of hate, which by the way I did get some, but it was worth it because to be honest, social media, yes, it's fun. I get it, it's cool. But Aaron, you have potential to do stuff on your channel yourself. You don't have to use people to get there. You don't have to do that. And personally, for me, it's not worth trading my integrity as a person for social media. Like it's just not. And you can do so much on social media. You could be like literally just post every week on your channel. Like this never had to be a thing. This is not the extremes you have to go to, Aaron, to get somewhere. And you can get somewhere without that. Like without this. Without doing that. And the thing that really upset me is that it's happened before and I just thought you were gonna learn from it. But you didn't. You kept doing the same thing over and over and over. And I continued to watch people continue to get hurt. And it's just not right, Aaron. Not right. And especially when you have a group of friends that genuinely care about you and ride or die for you. Like, honestly, like, I defended you with that Nessa thing. I was wrong to a level because I didn't know Nessa. So it wasn't really my place to really say anything. But because I valued our friendship so much, I defended you. And I was wrong, but I defended you anyway. So I wouldn't say anything that's not true. Like, I'm not just gonna come on here and attack you. Like, I really hope you do realize that that's not what this is about. It's just me being honest. I just want you to own up to it. Like, this is the thing.
No, but like. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, this is your place. Own up to it. Like, people make mistakes. I get it. But own up to what you did. Like, don't throw people under the bus. Don't make it seem like it's this and what is that. Just tell it the way it is and move on because I would respect that and everyone else would respect that a lot more if we just told the truth.
No, but can I please just
Yeah,
like talk?
talk.
Okay, so I remember being on the phone call and being upset about just a lot of things in my life at that moment, like family, health issues. Like, not to bring that in, like, that's irrelevant to what we're talking about, but I'm just saying that I remember being very, very, very upset. And then whenever I didn't post, I think I remember that was whenever I didn't post one week, and everyone got very, like, kind of mad at me. And so I didn't really know how to go about that, and I was very upset, and I didn't really. Obviously, whenever you're upset, you're going to say things that you don't necessarily mean. And I think I personally do not remember being salty towards trash or me just wanting to be on trash for a month and then quit just because of, like gaining or.
If you just wanted to quit trash because you genuinely didn't feel like you were benefiting us, like I've even said this on my Younow, like that's the right thing. If you know that you're not passionate about something and you know that you don't want to be a part of it and you know Anna, who's a fill-in for you, is passionate about it, the right thing is to walk away, period. But see, that's not what you did, Aaron, and you didn't call me asking me about that. I was just telling you about how you had not posted because you did come to me about that, but it
It's
wasn't that
12
wasn't what started the
o'clock.
conversation though. We got into that later. You originally called me about something that was going on Twitter. That's literally what it was. Like that's like originally.
That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. So I remember that being. I remember that. I do. Sorry. Excuse me.
Right. And so then we got into that conversation, and then you told me, I just don't know if I need trash anymore. I have bigger YouTuber like friends, basically. And when you said that, that hurt my feelings because as somebody who defended you so many times, when people were saying you were like social climbing, that was like a slap in the face to me because I was like, what do you mean? You don't need us anymore. Like we're just not like some objects you can use and just throw us away when you don't need us anymore. Like
No, I genuinely do not remember saying that. And you wait, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure you know what you're talking about, and you know like what I said. I mean like honestly, like you said, I joke about things, and we don't have the same sense of humor. I get that, but like also to sometimes I'm not the best at explaining things, and I'm not the best at going about situations in a lot of situations. And I meant what I said, not in a way of like, oh, like you're here, okay, give me your followers, thank you. Like, do you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be in that way. I was just basically leading up to the point of like, I think you'd be better without me because it just people. I personally I understand that I can change my work ethic like that, and I get it. I so do. But I just at the time I was like, well then if they don't like me not posting or like I'm trying my best then like fuck it, right? Blah blah blah. Like I was being my own like hitman, if that makes sense. I was like or left hand man or whatever. I was trying to make myself feel better by telling myself things that would just make me feel better. But I do not remember legitimately saying that I was just going to use you, and if I did say that, I'm so sorry. I would never. Hold on. I would never mean that in any way, shape, or form at all. Because Chip had DM'd me, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not okay. But you know what? That's fine. Like, it's okay." Because I mean, and I just to look at people that I personally think of as family, which would be trash. And no matter how much you think that I don't think about you guys that way, I seriously do. I talk to Anna about all of my family problems. I used to talk to you about like everything that went down. Like and Natalia in LA, I used to talk. I would like talk to her all the time, and you know, yeah.
well, I'm not with your family situation. I really don't want to bring that in here because that is your thing. I empathize for you, whatever you're going through. Like that is not something that has anything to do with this. I don't want to bring that into this. That's
No, for sure. I'm just saying that. That's kind of what influenced it.
right. And I understand. Yes, you're going through things, and I'm sorry that you go through that. Like people have stuff to go through in life. I'm sorry that you went through that. Obviously, but you know, Aaron, sometimes things in life that are bad. You know, people make mistakes. It's a thing, but this is like not something that you've done just one time, Aaron. This is something that you've done multiple times, and it's happened multiple times. And you say that like you talk to people in trash or whatever, you consider us a family, but when you told me that, like that was the last time I ever talked to you on the phone. How many months ago was that? That was so long ago, and I've never talked to you on the phone that much. You've not called me, you've not texted me, you've not said anything since then. So if you're gonna say that you're like a part of this and you consider us family, why don't you talk to us? Why don't you post in the group chat? And then you didn't post on trash. You didn't. You didn't post on trash. And then you say that, well, should I leave? Well, the thing is, one day you said, I'm going to quit. And then you didn't because Anna post and you were going to say, you said something about you were going to quit. If you would have left respectfully just because you were like, hey, I can't handle this really anymore. And you were like, I really can't do it. I have a lot of things going on in my life. People would respect that. Nobody would be upset. Why would anybody be upset about that if you really have things going on in your life? See, what upsets me is knowing that there's somebody like Anna who gives so much a fuck about this channel. And literally, I would give my spot up to Anna on this channel because of how much effort she puts into this channel. Like, she genuinely cares about it. And to know that she's a fill-in and you don't post and you don't really care that much about posting, let's be honest, you don't. You don't really care that much about posting. Let's just be real. You don't. So why didn't you just give your spot to Anna and just say, hey, I'm going through some shit. I really can't post. let me get my spot to Anna. You should have done that. That's the way you should have went
But
about
I've told her that. But I told her that.
Yeah, but you went back on it though. After you said that, you were like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna post anyway." But then you didn't.
I went back on it. I went back on it because Tana was like, "Please post," and she was like, "Whatever you do, just post." And I said, "Okay."
Tana said that?
Yeah.
Well, that's your conversation between you and Tana. I can't, like, that if that's what you and Tana had, obviously I can't say that wasn't true because I really don't know. But now when it comes to the whole how all this situation happened, it's like just a buildup of a lot of things because you don't post on trash, and then you put stuff in the group chat like that. You said it was a joke, but at first I literally was like, okay, it's a joke. But then you actually did start dating Jackson, and then actually after you start dating him, then we just like saw other stuff. And when you called me and told me that, that's when I was like, it just like all the pieces came together. Like you can't say all the pieces.
No, but I get that. It does look so shady and it looks so bad. And
it looks shady, Aaron. Like you have to own up to it. Like don't just say, "Oh, it just looks shady." No, Aaron, it is shady.
But I wasn't using Jackson for social climbing because I legitimately loved him. But I legitimately had feelings for him, and he flew to Texas and he stayed in my home, and we literally slept in the same bed, and
But listen, Aaron, it's not even just Jackson. It's the buildup of a lot of stuff.
No, I know. I get it.
It'd be whatever. But you did it with Nessa. You tried to do it with James. And you've done it with other people. It's like
Nessa? What the fuck? I never asked to post with her. I never asked to post with her, to Snapchat with her, to do a video with her. The only reason I was ever introduced to her, because of Steven. Because we went to go hang out with her. And then we literally exchanged phone numbers and hung out maybe one time, and not even outside of the group, just with them. And so, like, we talked about life and stuff, and then whenever Steven said that I was just using him, I literally was not, like, I wasn't, and then she just fucking called me fake and then left, and then that's whenever all the drama came down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. And I'm.
I wish you would just say, "Hey, I did this, I did that. Apologize for it." But that's not what it was. Like, you tried to justify it, and that's where my problem comes. Because if I feel like I genuinely did something, I would say, "Hey, this is what I did. Sorry." Like, I don't understand why that's not what it was. Why was it, "Oh, I'm not social climbing because Jackson told me to post with him, so that's how I gained followers." Like, why would you say that? If you care about Jackson, why would you do that? Like, why would you say something like that? That's not right for you to say. Like, that's wrong. That's claim to care about.
No, but I was just trying to justify myself because I personally believe that I'm. Well, I did believe that I'm not in the wrong, but now since you're saying all of this in front of all these people, I don't know what to think. Like, listen, I personally last night I broke down. I did, and I was thinking about everything that happened and everything that is going on right now, and I was just thinking about it. And I'm
gonna use headphones. Hold up, because I can't use that.
Okay.
Maybe it might be on your end, but I'll see if it's
Mm-hmm. And I was. Oh, are you?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. And I.
Let me see if I can listen all the way. Okay, I can hear you now. Say something.
All right. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about my response and what's going to happen, and I didn't know what to say, and I mean, in my belief, never once did I think, "Oh, James has 1.3 million followers, time to go get lunch with him." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as much as it seems like I do that, I don't. Because I don't care about, okay, I do care about social media. I'm not going to deny that I do. You know what I mean? But I don't care about it to the extent of being like, "Hey, let me kiss your ass and hang out with you and pretend to be your friend just so you can post with me." Like, that's ridiculous. And even so, James posted me on his Snapchat first. And I had told him, I specifically told him to his face, I was like, oh, I was gonna do that whenever we got our food because I thought it would just be really like cool, whatever, like having lunch, like just posting on Snapchat, just sharing my life. But then I was like, no, I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to leech off you or whatever. And he said to me, he was like, no, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, well then he's cool with it. Like he's chill. Like that's. I asked him about it first. I wasn't just like, hey, here you're on my Snapchat now. You want to post me?
Okay, but like Tana literally went on Younow yesterday and said that it was a date too. So like, what do you mean it's just a friend? Like,
no, but it wasn't a date. But it wasn't a date. But it wasn't
a date at all.
No.
Okay.
Colin, I'm not lying.
I really don't know what else to say. Honestly, I mean, you said your point. I said my point. I really don't know what else there is to say. Really, I mean. I don't know. But we can talk about it privately if you want to call me after the Younow stream. Sure, do that.
Yes,
but,
I do.
I said my point and you said your point. So call me privately after the Younow stream and we can talk about it more there. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. My point.
Well, there's that. I don't really know what to say. Like, it's going to be the way it is. Like, people just think I'm a liar now. So, yeah. I guess.
Why don't you be you and I'll be me, and everything that's wrong, leave it to the breeze. Why don't you be you, oh, and I'll be me, oh, and I'll be me, yeah. Throwing clothes across the floor,